What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 10 times that American celebrities praised Canada over the United States. So, here in the US, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of us like to think that we are just the greatest. And I actually think that that mindset prevents us from, acknowledging a lot of the cool stuff in other countries, like Canada. So today, I actually want to take a look at some examples of what some famous Americans have said that they love about Canada more than the United States. So I think this will be really interesting. So let's take a look here, starting with Robin Williams. Wow, rest in peace. Robin Williams said something about Canada? He said, Canada is like a loft apartment over a really great party? Like a nice family that lives over a biker bar. Oh, jeez. Thanks. Is this supposed to be like a insult or like kind of a compliment? It's for the US. It's clearly a compliment for Canada, but I'm just trying to understand what's he saying about the US. We're like a party, which those can be really great or like kind of out of control and bad. And we're like a biker bar. You guys are the nice family over the biker bar. Some people love biker bars, I don't know. It says Robin Williams famously used this analogy to contrast Canada's civility and safety with the chaotic, high energy nature of the US. That's fair. It's also kind of like a very diplomatic like way of saying this for Robin Williams here. I think as an American, he was trying to be kind of fair to both sides here. But let's be honest, like, obviously it's better to be considered, so Canada is more civil, meaning more like respectful, orderly, disciplined, like safe, which is pretty important. And we are the chaotic, high energy, unpredictable biker bar. Which can be, again, that can be like okay sometimes, just not all the time. He often praised the gentle nature of Canada, suggesting it offered a peaceful alternative to the noise below. Really? So he obviously enjoyed traveling and visiting Canada. Clearly. Perhaps to get away from it all. if, if only he could see us now. He would probably be like moving to Canada based on this if he's trying to get away from the chaos. Because God, if he could see it all, what's happening right now, I don't know if he would believe it. Barbara Streisand said, Canada is a model for the rest of the world. Wow. I love the tolerance. That is really high praise. Saying that any country is like, something that countries around the world should look up to, like a model. That's very high praise. A lot of Americans wish that the U.S. was that, and maybe at one point we were, but not to get too like down in the dumps about what's going on here, but let's be honest, we are talking about like Americans kind of crapping on the U.S. Here. So Streisand has long been a vocal admirer of the Canadian social safety net and its culture of inclusivity. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of Americans don't even like really understand Canadian social like benefits, healthcare. Isn't your education really cheap too? Like a lot of stuff. She has frequently compared Canada's focus on social programs and tolerance favorably against American political divisiveness? You think? Yeah, we are divisive. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, a society that has like safety for its citizens, like that's one of the main reasons for even having a government, right? And safety, social programs, tolerance, obviously a good thing. Yeah, absolutely. Chris Evans, Captain America, among other roles, said, I'm reminded of how polite people are. It's a very different vibe than the US. You guys have a different vibe. According to Chris Evans, I would be inclined to believe that. I've heard that a lot. I think every American has heard how Canada has like, well, he uses the word polite for one thing. The Captain America star has often lauded Canada for its civility. Again, this word civility, civil. Like, that's pretty important, being civil. And this is basically saying Canada is civil and the US is not. By comparison, not much to say about that. He noted that the public interactions in Canada feel less aggressive and more respectful than the US. Interesting, like maybe from the point of him being a celebrity, like when people interact with him in Canada as a celebrity, maybe they're more respectful. Like that's an interesting point of view he probably has. Like in the US, we worship celebrities and famous people, and people like get really weird and aggressive and want their autograph right now while they're eating lunch with their family. And yeah, Evans finds the Canadian environment significantly more relaxing for its inherent social grace. Wow. It seems like a lot of celebrities from the US actually like Canada because it's more chill. How's that? In one word, just more chill, seems like. Oprah. Oh, Oprah? Oprah? What does she say? Canada is a country that still understands how to be a community. Ooh. I do think, in my personal experience, like life here in the US, people in general have definitely lost a sense of community. Like knowing who your neighbors are, people like in neighborhoods, like knowing each, like that kind of thing, or just in general, like helping people that you don't know, helping people if someone has a flat tire, for example, or holding the door open. Actually, Americans are kind of good at at holding the door open. We're actually okay at that. But like helping strangers, expecting nothing in return, sense of community. You guys have that in Canada. That's something I think we used to have in the US, like the good old days. You know, the good old days. Maybe everybody says that, but yeah, if you still have that in Canada, like that's amazing. That's a treasure. Oprah has lauded the civility of Canadian society. Civil. You're civil. You are a civilized society, and we are. The implication is that we are not. Noting that there is a palpable sense of social responsibility that feels increasingly rare in the US. Yes, social responsibility. Yeah, for sure. To like help others and do your civic responsibility. We get annoyed when we're called for jury duty, for crying out loud. She has highlighted the Canadian way as a blueprint for how people should treat one another. Wow, that is massive praise from like one of the most famous people ever, right? Okay, this is Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda. I've heard that name before, but I actually don't really know who Jane Fonda is. What did she do? Jane Fonda. I've heard that name. I don't know. Maybe it was like before my time. Anyway, Jane Fonda says the way Canada conducts itself, it's more civil. Civil. Oh my God. When Americans visit Canada, are they just all like mind blown by like people obeying the rules and being normal? Like this is what civilized society is. Apparently, it is the way that the United States used to be. Oh boy. Jane Fonda has praised Canada as a moral leader, citing its environmental concerns, social respect as superior to U.S. trends. And I'm guessing she said this well before the current state of the U.S. She believes the Canadian political climate maintains a level of dignity and respect that has been lost in the States. No kidding. Oh my God, no kidding. Kevin Bacon. What a name. What a fun name to say. And what's he from? Like Footloose? Tremors? Yeah. Hollow Man? I like Kevin Bacon. He said about Canada, there's a genuine kindness. People are more grounded. This is just like sort of a broad positive statement about Canadians. It says Bacon has expressed a deep fondness for the Canadian vibe. You guys got a good vibe. Noting that the people seem more sincere. Oh, wow. And less obsessed with status than those in Hollywood or New York. Oh, that's a whole other thing. Like, I'm sure people, no matter who they are, in Hollywood and like New York City, New Yorkers, that's kind of like a specific, like, people in the film industry, are probably like a lot of great people and a lot of people who just want to like use you for your fame and status. I like what he said about Canadians seeming more sincere, because here in the US, that can be a problem. People not being super sincere or just very surface level. Like, it's very easy to like make acquaintances and talk to people in the US, sort of be friends, but at times it can be kind of surface level. And I've heard that it's weird, like in American stores when you're greeted by workers when you walk in, and they'll do like a script where they'll be like, "Hello, welcome to Marshall's, welcome in. How are you doing?" Like, and it's kind of like off-putting. I don't know if that's what he's really talking about, but the word sincere kind of resonates. He views the Canadian persona as more authentic and refreshingly humble. There's a word, humble. In the US, you're literally taught, in a way, not to be humble. And by that, you are taught to be the best. You have to beat everybody else. You have to win. You have to grind and hustle and do whatever you gotta do and take advantage, and because success is the only thing that matters, and then you have to brag about it, of course. If you have any success, you gotta make sure everybody knows. Obviously, that's the whole point. No, I mean, that's kind of what is taught here in the US. So the humility thing, I agree with. John Travolta, Grease. I used to watch a lot as a kid. Clean, safe. Oh, this is Canada. He's describing clean. Oh, okay. Safe. People are just hospitable. I've always felt an affinity for it. Travolta, a frequent visitor for both work and personal aviation, has often praised Canada's cleanliness. Cleanliness? Of everything? That it's clean. Okay. I mean, that's good. Safety, yeah. Safety, absolutely. That's extremely important. Like, one of the most important things, you could argue, for like for yourself, for your family, living a happy life is, it's like a very elemental human requirement, feeling safe. So, not to get too philosophical, but he contrasts the high level of hospitality and the sense of security in Canadian cities with the more guarded nature of major American hubs. Absolutely. I mean, in the US, there's a lot of crime. There's obviously, it's not really something Americans think about, but I think other people around the world think about the lingering, like, possibility of guns, because guns are so prevalent and so available in the US. Funny enough, not really something a lot of us Americans ever think about, because guns, the existence of guns and people owning guns and carrying guns in the US is just something that you're so used to your whole life here. You actually don't really think about it unless Unless you live in like a higher crime area where there is literally people getting shot frequently. Then of course you think about it. But Halle Berry, Catwoman. Why does that one come to mind? Quality of life and the way people treat each other is just better. These American celebrities really do make Canada feel like their compliments are really towards largely the Canadian people and how you guys treat each other, which is amazing. It's not like, oh, Canada has better hamburgers or Tim Hortons or better this or that. A lot of these compliments are directly towards Canadian people and how you treat each other and act, and it's good. Having spent significant time in Vancouver, Barry has praised the city for its unparalleled beauty and the respectful warmth of its citizens. She noted that the daily interactions in Canada are marked by a kindness that enhances the overall quality of living compared to American cities. Wow, that's a mouthful. Just a kindness, a respect, a warmth. And again, this is through the lens of a celebrity. So you gotta like kind of interpret it that way. It's interesting, like it makes me feel like Canadians in general like are just more respectful towards personal privacy, like something that celebrities really crave, you know. James Franco, more he said Canada is more cultured and polite than any city in America. Oh, what city? Franco highlighted Montreal, comparing its European flair and polite culture favorably over any U.S. city. Wow, he thinks Montreal is better than any U.S. city. That's big, like a big statement. He praised the Canadian educational and art scene for being more inclusive and intellectually curious than the US. Wow. Because we have a lot of cities that are like, a lot of Americans like to think are like the best, you know, LA, New York City, you know, the place to be. James Franco is, as a celebrity, probably 1,000 times more traveled and worldly than most Americans, so I tend to believe him when he says this. And finally, we have Meghan Markle. Isn't she with him, that guy? Prince Harry? Or, okay. She's had some, like, drama or something, right? Like, anyway. What did she say? She said, people in Canada are so kind. It's just a different way of life than the States. During her time filming Suits in Toronto, she frequently spoke about the genuine kindness and security she felt. She praised the Canadian live and let live attitude, which she found far more grounding than the intense scrutiny of US fame. They certainly make it seem like it's just more of a burden to be in the US and more stressful. And that in Canada, people are just, and you know, broadly speaking, more considerate, polite, civil. Yeah, this was very, very high praise from a lot of very, very influential, you know, accomplished Americans saying this. And these are Americans who are, they're celebrities, so they've been around the world and they praise Canada, so that says a lot to me. So this was very eye-opening, very interesting. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these statements or quotes that American celebrities have said praising Canada over the US. That'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.